while American entertainment and Hollywood have been falling pretty flat when it comes to animated shows, even AAA video games, all that, as you can see from my channel in general, I've got a lot of issues with it. But fortunately and luckily, anime continues to deliver. The very first episode of Chainsaw Man just dropped on Crunchyroll. I just got through watching it, had to review this for you guys, and I'm going to keep it as spoiler free as possible. But let's just say, had to do a little touching up on the makeup. I cried. I'm just blown away. Let me go ahead and dive right into this video. So, for those of you who aren't aware and you're like, what's going on? And I know some of my viewer base don't watch anime at all. And I think the reason why is because they're just used to seeing some of the more ecchi style content that people like to tweet about, and or straight up like hentai type related stuff. And I'm just gonna say, that's not all of anime. If you guys are not into it, hey, that's fine. You don't have to be. But I'm just saying, if that's your impression of what anime is, that is definitely not all of it. Now, some people are into the more ecchi stuff, as they call it. And hey, to each their own. But the thing about anime is, just like American entertainment, westernized entertainment, there's going to be a variety of different genres. There's going to be a bunch of different types of shows, and you just have to figure out the ones you like. And it also really helps once you latch onto a studio that you trust and you really like. So for example, Mappa, who did Chainsaw Man here, I think they are currently the best among the best of the best. I'm a huge fan of Jujutsu Kaisen, for example, which they do, which is phenomenal. And as well as they animated season 4 of Attack on Titan. And I haven't done a review video of Attack on Titan, but I have talked about it on Twitter, and I do have some issues with how it ended. However, Mappa is just king, right? And my camera didn't know what to focus on for a second there. But yeah, Mappa is king. And I couldn't think of a better studio to animate Chainsaw Man. Now, I started reading the manga a couple years ago, and I stopped after the first couple of chapters because around that time is when they announced that they were animating it into an anime. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't even want to read any further because I want to just see what happens in the anime. Now, I'm not going to give spoilers, but let me just give you guys just a brief little bit of context here. So you have the main character right here. His name is Denji. Extremely likable when it comes to main characters and all that, and we do see it often when in Western entertainment especially. Man, they're just not delivering with very likable characters lately for most stuff. But my goodness, when you think of with Denji, this is one of the most likable characters you can possibly imagine. So just to give a brief synopsis without any spoilers to those who don't know what Chainsaw Man is, the general premise here is you see this young man. He's either a teenager or a young man, and his name is Denji. He's really down on his luck and kind of always has been. So he's an orphan ever since he was a small child, and with that came a lot of debt. Okay, so not only is he suffering just from not having a family, but he also has worked his entire life trying to pay off debts, accumulating more debts, and yeah, he's really, as you can see here, really down on his luck there. I don't want to show too much. I'm just getting into the basic premise. So this is Pochito. This adorable, he's a little devil. Just to put it just bluntly, that's what he is. He's a little devil. Little devil with a chainsaw nose on him there. And he's kind of serves as his pet. Now, there's a lot more information that you can find out about their relationship, friendship type thing they got going on. You're going to find out more about that as you watch it. And I don't want to completely spoil that, so I'm not going to. But I'm just going to say, while you see Denji do a lot of odd jobs and stuff like that for money, what he's finding is that nothing pays as well as demon hunting. Devil hunting, demon hunting. So yeah, as you can see here, this just oozes with Mappa style and a lot of what we've seen like in Jujutsu Kaisen, for example, because you see a lot of demonic like creatures in Jujutsu Kaisen as well. And look at this, you can see Denji holding Pochito, his little chainsaw demon devil. And yeah, he hunts demons as well for money, and he's still in a lot of debt. Now, I do have to say, there is one thing I feel like when it comes to translation and the subtitles, there is one thing I feel like they did not emphasize on enough that they did more in the manga. And this makes me actually want to read the rest of the manga while I'm watching the show, which is funny because I waited years, like almost 2 years, just because I wanted to watch it. But now I'm thinking, after seeing it's a lot more impactful, some things are a little more impactful in the manga. So with Denji, for example, he's an orphan, and has just been in a bad situation. And even despite that, he keeps a upbeat attitude, which makes him extremely likable. But here's the big thing for me, is there's a part where he's talking to Pochito here, and he's just laying in bed, just kind of reflecting on life and things. And he's imagining about, the biggest thing he ever wants in life is he wants a girlfriend. And the way that it is mentioned here in the show and what you see in the subtitles, like the first thing he's like, hey, one thing I want to do before I die is score with a girl, is how he says it. And I feel like that way, that translation, or the way, or I don't feel like they really went in enough on his true intentions there, because it just makes it sound like your standard, like how many stories do we see of like the young man who's never been with a woman, and so for his own gratification, he's just like, dude, I can't die virgin type thing. That's not what this is, and it kind of comes across that way if you're not more familiar with the manga, for example, even though they did kind of elaborate more. But in the manga, the way that he talks about wanting a girlfriend, it's because, and this is gonna get me emotional for some reason because he's not even real, but I cried watching this, and it makes me want to cry just talking about his backstory. But the reason why he wants a girlfriend so bad is because he is touch starved, and also he just craves affection from a woman. He craves that so bad, and it's not just for his own physical gratification or anything like that, not to be anything like that. It's because he has lived his entire life, for as long as he can remember, not having anybody, and not being caressed, not being held, not being hugged, not being loved. So like I said, the show will expound a little bit more on that, but the impact, I mean, for me, it still got me very emotional, because I remember just from reading it, just how much he craved affection. And so the impact there in this is a little bit less than what you actually would see in the manga. So I'm hoping that those who didn't read the manga are still going to understand that about his character, because I feel like it would be a huge disservice if everybody just thought he was just some dude that just wants to hook up. Because that ain't it. Which I'm sure that as they continue to tell the story, you'll get more of that. And even in this, they do expound a little more on that, so it's not egregious. But I do feel like they could have just a little bit more touched on that part more. But anyway, so Mappa really outdid themselves. They are excellent when it comes to animation, art, all that stuff. And so Chainsaw Man in general is just a really, really good story. And let me just show an animation a little bit. I can show you guys like the intro as well, so you can just get a little bit better of an idea. They've got incredible characters in general from this story. So yeah, this is just, that's all I'm gonna show right now, because I cannot be spoiling this for anybody. But I'm just gonna say this is very refreshing in the way that the entertainment space has been lately. There's a lot of stuff I don't like that's going on. They're ruining characters from franchises that we love, which a lot of my videos cover this. And this is like, yes, they've taken something and made it freaking good. This is what I love about so far. It's true. It's very true to the manga, and it's really, really, really good. I was just choking up the whole time. So definitely give this a watch. And like I said, man, I'm trying to get some more of y'all into anime. Like, I know a lot of my followers aren't into anime. They're not into, like, K-dramas or anything like that either. But I'm telling you, if you find the right material, if you find the right shows, anime, Korean dramas, which I say K-dramas, some people think that just means they're only, like, chick flicks. But no, there's a lot of good action K-drama shows and all that kind of stuff. As well, there are some gold mines in there. And so I think a lot of us are sick and tired of Western media, sick and tired of what Hollywood is just pushing out. And they're ruining so many great things, but there are some treasures in anime. There are some treasures in Korean dramas. I'm also a big fan of like K-pop and stuff like that, which I don't always talk about because I know a lot of my followers aren't into that stuff. But I'm just saying, give some of this a shot because they, quite frankly, are doing everything better than what Hollywood is coming out with right now. So this is just, so far, I would say MAPPA's best work yet, which for those who watch anime, you know that is saying a lot because MAPPA is king. So I'm obsessed. I'm about to read some more of the manga because I actually don't think that's going to keep me from enjoying the show. So because it's still different to see it animated. So I'm going to do that. That's my opinion on all this. Stop this video right now and go watch it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.